All right, so let's talk about the Beagle. And yeah, we all think we know this dog, right? You see those droopy ears, that super soulful look? But what if I told you that behind that familiar face is this incredible, unexpected story? We're talking ancient hunters, royal courts, even world-changing adventures. Seriously. And of course, where do you start? With Snoopy. Obviously. I mean, for so many people, he is the Beagle. Charles Schultz basically made this little hound a global superstar, the face of the breed. But here's the thing. Snoopy? He's just the final chapter in a really, really long story.
And it's not just cartoons either. This dog's popularity is for real. They're consistently in the top 10, right now sitting pretty at number 8 in the whole country. So they're a total fixture in American life. But isn't it funny? For a dog we see all the time, its origins are kind of murky. And that mystery starts with the one thing we all think we know, its name.
Yeah, the name Beagle. Where did that even come from? It sounds so simple, so straightforward. But the truth? Nobody actually knows for sure. It's a real historical head-scratcher.
I mean, check this out. The word beagle first shows up in English writing way back in 1475. Okay, to put that into perspective, that's before Columbus sailed to the Americas. So this name has been floating around for more than 500 years, and still, its exact origin is a total mystery.
Now, the best theory we've got points to French. The idea is that it comes from the word Beagle. That's a mashup of béé, which means to gape, and gueule, which means throat. So beagle could literally mean gaping throat. And if you've ever heard a beagle's famous baying sound, well, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
Okay, so that's the name. But what about the dog itself? Long before anyone called them beagles, these little hounds were famous for one thing. They were incredible hunters. And their story, man, it goes all the way from the fields of ancient Greece to the fancy halls of English royalty.
The journey this breed has been on is just wow. You can trace their family tree all the way back to ancient Greece, where historians wrote about little hounds used for hunting rabbits. Fast forward a bit, and they're the darlings of the English courts in the Elizabethan era. But the real game changer? That happens in the 1830s. A guy named Reverend Philip Honeywood creates a pack that basically becomes the blueprint for the modern Beagle. And then in 1885, the first one, a dog hilariously named Blunder, gets registered right here in America.
And it's not like you just have to dig through dusty old records. These dogs were already a part of the culture by Shakespeare's time. Yeah, the bard himself. In Twelfth Night, a character calls someone a beagle as a compliment, a term of endearment. That just goes to show you how common and beloved they already were.
And speaking of being beloved, you've got to hear this story about royalty. So Queen Elizabeth I, she had these tiny miniature versions called pocket beagles. They were only about 9 inches tall, and get this, she called them her singing beagles. The legend is she would let them run all over the royal dinner table just to entertain her guests. Can you even imagine that scene?
Okay, so they're cute, they've got this wild history, but the Beagle is so much more than that. Its most amazing feature, the thing that really sets it apart, is its nose. And that incredible sense of smell has given it a super important job in our modern world. Okay, get ready for a number that's going to blow your mind. 225 million. Let that sink in. 225 million. That's the number of scent receptors packed into a beagle's nose. That's the biological engine that makes them one of the best scent hounds on Earth. It's literally a superpower. And if you want to put that number into perspective, think about us, we humans. We have about 5 million scent receptors. 5 million. The Beagle has 225 million. It's not even in the same league. They experience the entire world through smell in a way that we can't even begin to wrap our heads around.
So what do you do with a nose that powerful? Well, it's led to some really different jobs. You've probably seen them at airports, right? The Beagle Brigade, just calmly sniffing luggage for things that aren't supposed to be there. Their super gentle nature also makes them amazing therapy dogs. And on a more serious note, their size and easygoing temperament mean they're also one of the most common breeds used in scientific and medical research.
So let's step back for a sec. You take that ancient history, the royal connections, that ridiculously powerful nose, and that friendly face, and what do you get? You get a dog that has left this absolutely massive paw print all over our culture.
Seriously, their influence is everywhere you look. We already talked about Snoopy, of course, but how about this one? The ship that carried Charles Darwin on his epic voyage, the one that led to the theory of evolution, it was called the HMS Beagle. No way! And yeah, they even made it all the way to the White House as President Lyndon B. Johnson's famous and sometimes controversial pet. Oh, and that controversy was a big deal. There was this one infamous moment where LBJ on the White House lawn lifted his Beagle, named him, straight up by his ears, and people lost their minds. Dog lovers all over the world were completely outraged. It became this whole international thing, the Great Earlift, which just proves how much people had come to love and protect this breed.
So the next time you see a Beagle trotting down the street, maybe you'll see a little more than just a cute dog. You're looking at a living piece of history, a descendant of royal pets, a crucial player in modern science, and the namesake for one of the most important voyages ever. It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? From a queen's dinner table to a world-changing ship, has any dog left behind a more surprising legacy?